Did you know that 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings? According to a report, the world's wealth has grown by 5.2% in the past year alone. So, in a world abundant with wealth, why do so many people have so little? It's not for lack of effort or desire. Often, it's simply because they haven't been shown the way. That's where we come in. Today, we're going to share 12 proven ways to increase your wealth. Before we get started, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our next videos. Let's start with the most straightforward way, maximizing your time. The more hours you work, the more income you can generate. However, the catch is, you have to work smarter. That's where effective time management comes into play. It's about more than just organizing your day. You have to prioritize tasks based on their potential impact on your wealth. You have to find efficiencies in your daily routine that free up time for wealth-creating activities. The more effectively you can use your time, the more value you can generate. And in the world of wealth creation, that value often translates directly into financial growth. Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, is known for his extreme work ethic, often working up to 100 hours a week. But did you know he doesn't just work long hours? He works smart. He's a master of time management, often breaking his schedule into 5-minute slots to ensure he's always working on the most important task. So, there's no denying his approach works. He's literally the richest person on the planet. Moving on, let me ask you, have you ever walked away from a discussion feeling like you could have gotten a better deal? Well, many of us hesitate to negotiate, whether it's for a higher salary, a lower price, or better terms in a contract. According to salary.com, only 37% of people always negotiate their salaries, while an astonishing 18% never do. And yet, the same study found that those who negotiate usually increase their salary by $5,000. That's a huge amount of money left on the table by those who choose not to negotiate. So, when it comes to increasing your income, negotiation can play a crucial role. To become a better negotiator, always do your homework first. Before you enter a negotiation, make sure you're armed with all the necessary information. Know your worth, understand the market rate, and be clear about what you want. Try practicing active listening, and if the deal on the table doesn't meet your needs, don't be afraid to walk away. Sometimes, the best negotiation strategy is being willing to say no. Next up, commission-based work is another great way to increase your wealth. It's actually pretty common in many industries. Real estate, car sales, insurance, and financial services are just a few examples. Professionals often earn a percentage of the sales they make. For instance, a real estate agent might earn a 3% commission on the sale price of a house. So, if they sell a house for $500,000, they'd earn a cool $15,000. Not bad for a single sale, right? On the plus side, commission-based work has the potential for high earnings, the flexibility, and the satisfaction that comes from being rewarded for your efforts. But on the downside, there's also a level of uncertainty. Your income can fluctuate from month to month, which can make budgeting a challenge. And because you're typically working independently, you might miss out on some of the benefits that come with traditional employment, like health insurance and paid time off. Moving on, have you ever noticed how athletes tend to train with other athletes who are faster or stronger than them? There's actually a reason for that. When you surround yourself with people who are more successful than you, it pushes you to up your game. The same principle applies to wealth creation. Your social circle can have a pretty big impact on your financial success. It's not just about networking or getting insider tips, although those can certainly help. It's also about mindset. When you're around people who are financially successful, you start to see what's possible. You learn from their habits, their strategies, and their attitudes towards money. And over time, you'll start to adopt those same traits. So, try attending networking events, join online communities. You can also seek mentorship, or even reading books and listening to podcasts by successful people. They can surely provide valuable insights. Now, keep in mind, continuous learning is key here. It doesn't stop when you leave school or graduate from university. In today's fast-paced world, continuous learning is more important than ever. The more you know, the more opportunities you have to increase your wealth. According to a study by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, individuals with a bachelor's degree earn, on average, almost twice as much as those with a high school diploma, and those with a master's degree earn almost 3 times as much. This clearly shows that education and learning can have a direct impact on your income. Moving on to the sixth way, incorporate. Yes, incorporating a business can provide numerous financial benefits. It means turning your sole proprietorship or even general partnership into a company legally separate from its owners. This process can provide the owners with benefits like personal liability protection, tax benefits, and increased credibility. If you're new to this, well, start by filing the articles of incorporation. Information like your business name, business purpose, corporate structure, stock details, and other information about your company. Pay the filing fee and create corporate bylaws. Appoint directors to make major decisions for the company and hold your first board meeting. During this meeting, the directors will adopt bylaws, set the fiscal year, and appoint corporate officers. Then comes the part of issuing stock, and depending on what type of business you're running, you may need certain licenses or permits to operate. Next up, let's say you're a chef in a busy kitchen. You're responsible for creating the delicious dishes that your customers love. But at the same time, you're also responsible for peeling potatoes, washing dishes, and sweeping the floor. All these tasks are important, but they're not the best use of your time. This is where outsourcing, our seventh way, comes in. It's a practice of hiring external parties to perform tasks that you could do yourself. You get the free time to focus on what you do the best. In the context of wealth creation, outsourcing repetitive tasks has been successful. Just think about it. The more time you spend on high-value activities, the more wealth you can create. But if you're bogged down with repetitive, low-value tasks, you're not making the most of your time. By outsourcing these tasks, you can easily increase your productivity and ultimately, your wealth. Moving on, the eighth way is, of course, investing. It's literally one of the most effective ways to create passive income. When you invest, you're essentially buying an asset that you expect to increase in value over time. This increase in value is known as a return on investment, or ROI. The higher the ROI, the more wealth you create. Ever heard the story of Grace Groner? She was a regular woman who worked as a secretary for most of her life. But in 1935, she made a small investment in her employer's company, Abbott Laboratories. She bought 3 shares for a total of $180. Over the years, her investment grew to a staggering $7 million. Yep, million. Today, there are plenty of options in the market like stocks, mutual funds, index funds, bonds, even crypto and classic real estate. Investing is the way to success, but consistency is also key. Why? Because compounding. It's a process where the value of an investment increases because the earnings on an investment, both capital gains and interest, earn interest as time passes. Might not seem like much in the short term, but in a long run, the effects of compounding can be significant. Consider the story of Ronald Reed, a janitor and gas station attendant. Despite never earning more than $12 an hour, Reed accumulated an $8 million fortune by the time of his death. His secret? Consistent investing. He regularly invested in blue-chip stocks and held on to them for decades, allowing his wealth to compound over time. To become more consistent, you can try to set clear goals, make a plan according to it, and stick to that plan. Yes, even when things get tough. Next up, let's say you're assembling a sports team. Would you want average players or would you want the best of the best? The answer is obvious, right? You'd want top performers. The same principle applies when you're building a team for your business. Top performers are those employees who outperform their peers in terms of productivity, creativity, and impact on the business. You know, the ones who go the extra mile, who bring fresh ideas to the table, and who inspire those around them to do better. According to a report, top performers are up to 8 times more productive than average performers. That's a pretty good difference. I mean, in a small business where every employee counts, having even one top performer can have a huge impact on your bottom line. While we're at it, let's not forget to maximize the value of your employees. Having top performers is great, But what's the benefit if we don't maximize their potential? Your employees are literally your most valuable asset. They're the ones who interact with your customers, represent your brand, and drive your business forward. So it makes sense to get the most value out of each employee. Try providing them with some training and some development opportunities. Recognize their hard work and achievements, and of course, try to offer competitive compensation and benefits. This way, they will stay in your company for the long term. Maximizing employee value is important, but have you ever considered the power of upselling? Let's talk about that in our final way to increase your wealth. In the business world, upselling is a sales technique where the seller encourages the customer to spend more by purchasing an upgraded or premium version of what's being purchased. According to a study by Predictive Intent, upselling is 20 times more effective than cross-selling online. Why? Because your customers already trust you enough to buy from you once. If you offer them something that enhances their purchase, they're likely to take you up on it. KFC, the global fast food chain, has mastered the art of upselling. Think about the last time you ordered a meal there. Were you asked if you'd like to go large or add a dessert? That's upselling. And it's one of the reasons why KFC is one of the most successful fast food chains in the world. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the info in this video, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these strategies are you planning to implement? Do you have any other strategies to share? Drop your comments below. And if there's any topic you'd like us to cover in future videos, let us know that too. Before you go, don't forget to check out our video on how to use the 2024 recession to gain huge wealth. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.